Is this thing on? Okay, here we go. All right, you guys. Hey, welcome aboard, and thank you guys for showing up at the Sober Spot. My name is Danny Lansdale, and I got a recovery clean sobriety date of January 2nd, 2012. You know, freaking yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. It's so great. Hey, and I'm glad you're here, and thanks for tuning in, and thanks for showing up. And what we do here is I just try to answer a few questions, try to give back what was so freely given to me. You know, I have a sponsor that showed me the way out of the dark hole that I was in, and just a little bit about me. Is that, yeah, I got that clean date, and I did a lot of this kind of stuff because I got to be careful with what I say on this deal because sometimes it shuts down. And I did a lot of this 10 and 2 stuff, and I did a lot of just drugs and drinking. And for the majority of my life, I've also been to 10 rehabs in my life. I went to like 15 detoxes, all these freaking rehabs. Spent years of my life locked up in prison and in jails and institutions. And at 42 years old, getting out of prison once again, I was the biggest disappointment in my family's life once again. My family wanted nothing to do with me once again. And I was just at a black trash bag to my name, and I had become everything I never wanted to be. A complete freaking failure. And at that point, I became willing to do whatever it takes. I seen some happy people doing some happy-ass shit, and they were getting their kids back. They're getting cars. They got clean clothes. They got stuff, and they're and they're stone cold, clean, and sober. And so I decided to do what they did, and it's a 12 steps. Is what I did, is what my sponsor took me through, and it is what unlocked some weird shit inside of me to where I got absolutely no desire to drink a beer. I got absolutely no desire to do anything. And I'm happier than I've ever been in my entire freaking life. Solid. And so that's what we do here is I carry, you know, I've learned some stuff and applied some stuff, and it changed my whole attitude and outlook upon life. And so today, topic is 100% success rate. No, that is not, the 12 steps have a 100% success rate. But what you watching this have is a 100% success rate at getting through difficult times. You have gotten through all of them. Every difficult thing that you've ever encountered, every screwed up, just gnarly stuff that you've been through, you got through all of it. And sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we get stuck in like, oh, but I don't have this, and I don't have that, and I'm not good at this, and this is wrong, and I'm not good at, and I don't have enough money, and I don't have enough this, and I'm unhappy. You forget how really strong that you really are. You are an amazing masterpiece of creation. You know what I did? You know what I think? You know what I believe? I believe that people forget how amazing they really are. And it's kind of my job to remind them, or it's our job to remind them. Let people know that they've gotten through all the crap and drama and frustrations and failures and everything. Because if you're sitting there watching this right now, pat yourself on the back. You made it through all that shit. And I know you might be struggling right now, and I know that you might be going through stuff right now, and maybe you got the blues right now, maybe you're strung out right now, maybe you're tweaked out right now, maybe you're just miserable right now. But it'll pass. It will pass. This isn't the end-all, be-all, but it won't pass if you don't do something different. You know, what's the analogy, or what do they say? If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. So now let's do something different. You know what's always weird? I always believed that I was doing things different. I was just drinking beer now. I'm doing it way different. I have a job now. I'm doing it way different. I'm going to school now. I'm doing it way different. I have a degree now. I'm doing it way different. I'm not running the streets now. I'm doing it way different. And I just kept thinking that I was always doing things a little bit different. I'm on this medication now. I'm doing it different. I'm on this now and I'm doing it different. I live in Montana now. I'm doing it different. I didn't live in Montana, but I've done a lot of geographics, and I always thought I was doing it different. But the deal is, I got something broken inside of me that keeps compelling me to want to drink, want to get high, want to use. And that thing inside of me, you know what that thing is? It's discomfort. It's residual pain of the past. It is the present manifestation of the feelings of the past. The emotional traumas and trials and tribulations and failures and disappointments of the past that sit inside of my being, and I keep thinking if I do something external, things are going to be different. Get married. Oh, and I'm never going to use again. Great. Nope. Oh, have a baby. Yeah, this is it. I'm not going to use again. Oh, go to school full time. I'm not going to use again. Over and over and over. And it turns out, I like to think that we as humanity are getting deeper, like spiritually deeper. A lot of us are recognizing that it ain't the people, the places, the things, the money, the cars, the fame, the fortune. We're really recognizing that is not fulfillment. Fulfillment is an inside job. If you can be miserable with only $5 in your pocket, I promise you could be freaking miserable with 5 million. Now let's flip that around. If you could be happy with $5, you could be happy with 5 million. Because it's not the money. Money is not the root of success. Look at, do you think success always equals happiness? Do you think success always equals happiness? No, we've been proven that success does not always equal happiness. Hell no. We've known lots and lots of, heard the stories, seen the people that were very successful and still frickin' took their own life. But now let's flip that one around. Happiness will always equal success. And where does happiness and joy come from? Where is it? Where is it? Is it out there? Is it over there? Is it in that big house? Is it in that car? Is it in your bank account? No, happiness does not live there. Happiness lives inside of you. Inside of you. So that means that we can shift the energy around, recognize the freaking negative shit that's going on inside of our head, recognize the negative shit inside of us, learn how to release that stuff, shift awareness, shift focus, let negative go. But that's all inner work. Look, this is what I got right here. I'm going to show you. This sign I had made, and it is super important to me because it is, yeah, it's the deal. Oh, can we turn this? Boom! Inner work. Inner work. Period. This life is an inside job. So let's do this weird little thing right now. Let's get present right now. Okay? Are you guys with me? Let's get present right now. Because what we want to do is love the present moment. And that is so important. So just get comfortable wherever you're sitting right now. Just get comfortable and slowly close your eyes. Now I want you to focus on the center of your chest. Feel the energy. Just feel it. Don't label it. Don't have a bunch of names for it. Just feel the energy of the center of your chest. This is your heart center. Now I want you to take a deep breath in. Just take a deep breath in, slow and deep. Take a deep breath in. Take it all the way to the top, all the way to the top. And then when you get to the top, I want you to hold that breath. Keep holding that breath. Now exhale everything. And keep your eyes closed. And listen to the world around you. Just listen. Take your awareness to just the sounds that are around you. Don't label them, just listen. Now feel the weight of your body either in your seat, on the ground, now feel the temperature in the room, on your arms or on your face. And then just listen. Now focus on the center of your chest. Feel the energy in your heart center. Now take a deep breath in, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath in. Take it all the way in and hold it at the top. And exhale everything. Now open your eyes. That's the present moment, you guys. There's nothing wrong with the present moment. That's how you get yourself grounded in the present moment. You get yourself grounded when you're disturbed inside of your mind and things are going on and things are feeling rotten. We got to get centered in the present moment and recognize there's nothing wrong in this present moment. Sure, we might have financial difficulties. Sure, we might have struggles at work. Sure, we might have struggles with our relationships. Sure. But not right now in this freaking present moment. This present moment, all you were doing was listening to the world around you. All you were doing was feeling the energy in the center of your chest. There was no problems here. None. But then the mind takes over and says, you got a problem with this. You got a problem with this guy. You got a problem with this girl. You got a problem with this circumstance and this situation. I mean, look at your bank account. Look at your finances. Look at your career. Look where you're living. So we really need to get present. So here's another thing, because some people might not be straight watching this, and that's okay. I get it. I get it. You know, but why do we do these substances? Why do we do that? Why do we smoke and do all this weird stuff? Why do we do that when at some point we recognize it ain't adding value to my life? The reason is because it gives us some relief for a minute. It gets us kind of present for a minute. We feel good in this one moment. After I do one of these, after I smoke some of this, I feel good and I feel present. I like the way this feels. I feel light and laughing. But what drugs and alcohol does, it mimics the happiness, the joy, and the freedom that we really want. It mimics it. It fakes it. Because down to the core, and we're still our uncomfortable, weird, neurotic self. And that doesn't feel right. So we wind up finding out that if we drink beer, this is actually a Diet Coke, Coke Zero, love it. I'm not sponsored by them. But look it. And we do these things so that we can get some relief. But what you don't know is that you could get to the core of your being and feel just as joyful, just as present, just as happy. That's why I don't do any of that stuff, because that stuff is not going to make me feel better than the way I feel right now. None of it is. I don't care. Not whiskey, not gin, not H, not meth, not nothing. I don't know. But you know what you know what's happening though inside people's heads that watch this or watch when I say that sometimes? Sometimes they don't believe it. They don't believe it. If they believed it, they would frickin' do it. Hey, fuck around and find out. Do some spiritual practices every day and find out. Or talk shit on it. I don't know. Talk shit on me. That's okay too. Inner work, man. Ladies and gentlemen, inner work. We got to go inside, but we need to be shown, we need to understand, we need to be able to release that stuff, we need to practice, and that's what the 12 steps does. The 12 steps is a spiritual practice of awareness to be able to let go of the negatives so that we can plug into our higher power, the spirit of the universe, whatever you want to call it. Plug into the freaking what makes the grass grow, what makes the flowers grow, what makes the sun shine. I mean, that shit is powerful. Or plug into your ego and talk shit and complain. I don't know, it's your day, it's your moments in life. You say you want happiness, you say you want joy, you say you want freedom. I mean, we say that we always want that stuff, but we're choosing to blame every reason why we can't have that stuff. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You think you can't have it. You can't have it. You think it don't work. It don't work. You think it's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap. So trippy. But I promise you, psychic changes, spiritual awakenings, paradigm shift of consciousness, that stuff's real. But what is required for that? You know what's required for that? The entry point of transformation is pain and suffering. It's what's required. But sometimes people aren't in enough pain to be willing to change their freaking lives. Sometimes people are just, once I get a car, I'm going to be okay. Once I get a freaking house, I'm going to be okay. Once I get married and somebody loves me, then I'm going to be okay. Once I get this money, once I get some kind of external deal, then I'm going to be okay. And they don't realize how bad they're suffering, and then they're chasing these things. And then when they achieve those things, like I did my whole life, I had all kinds of stuff, and it never made me internally happy. It was just external, like, yay, like a birthday party, yay, I got the car, got the job, got the girl, yay. That's yay, that's so cool. But then after that little happy feeling goes away, then I'm back to frickin' me. I'm back to me. And I was never happy with me. Me was bored. Me was frustrated. Me was irritated. And that's why I had to get loaded. life wasn't good enough. And then I blamed it on the government. I blamed it on my parole officer. I blamed it on my mom. I blamed it on my upbringing. I blamed it on my screwed up childhood, which really wasn't screwed up, but it was the 80s. It was rough, but like, you know what I mean? I blamed it on all kinds of stuff. I blamed it on the way that you treated me. You treated me horribly, so I blamed you. I blamed people. I blamed places. I blamed things. I blamed prison. I blamed drugs even. I blamed that. That's why my life is bad, because I started doing it and it's so bad. But I wouldn't stop. I didn't realize there's a way to become happy, to become solid, to become amazing with no substances in your body. Just the energy that you generate, just the wisdom that you create, just the space that you create to be able to create positivity into your life. I didn't know that was possible. You know, I'm not perfect at this stuff, you know. I'm actually going through some training right now in my life to develop more spiritually. I'm doing like some cold plunge stuff, some sauna stuff. I'm taking some advice. I'm taking some suggestions. I'm making some corrections, because I don't know everything. I don't have all the answers. But what I do know is I know how to go from frickin' being a frickin' person that wants to frickin' change the way they feel all the time. I do know how to go from being a victim to everyone and to being a victor and being able to freely choose the majority of the time how I want to feel, what my outlook is going to be. Not all the time, not perfect, but the majority of the time I choose joy. I choose gratitude. And if I'm sad, I'm going through some stuff, if I'm struggling with some stuff or I'm tired, okay, great. But I have absolutely no desire to change that experience, because I recognize that those experiences, it's what I must go through. And that's okay. Okay, let's go into some questions here. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, the other topic? Sorry, I kind of missed something here. The topic, recover out loud. What was that? Last week's topic?
Yeah, that's last week.
No, that was last week's topic. We were recovering out loud. So let's go back to the success rate, okay? I'm going to ask you something. How much shit have you been through? A lot, right? I mean, a lot, right? Some way gnarly, heavy stuff that you've been through. That means that you're strong. You guys, that means that you are strong. You're not weak like you think you are. You know, there's this guy, what's that guy's name? Goggins. You know, he goes, you know, when you're completely wiped out, you're running, you can't run another foot, and you are just out of breath and you can't go another inch. He goes, actually, you're only about 50% done. You still got a lot more juice that you could pull together. Just like this. Okay, you might be watching this and you might not be feeling that much energy and you're like, I don't know what to do. You know, man, I just don't feel that happy. I don't feel that joyful. I don't feel that motivated. I don't feel that inspired. I don't feel like doing anything. Let's say right in that moment, someone blasts through your freaking window and starts chasing you. Do you think that you could muster up some freaking energy? Yeah, you can. You can muster up a lot of freaking energy. But you don't think you can when you're sitting there going, I need to muster up some energy. Or here's another thing. I can prove to you that you have energy in you that you can tap into to make yourself freaking super freaking happy. If I gave you a lottery ticket right now, and you scratched that thing and it said you won $50 million, How would you feel? You would jump up and down and shout at the rooftops. You'd be like full of energy and joy and happiness. I won $50 million. But did anything really happen from one moment to the next? You were just sitting there lazy, or you were sitting there tripping and you just scratched off a freaking card, and then you looked at something and all of a sudden your whole attitude and outlook upon life changed, and so that gave you this juice inside of you that you tapped into, that freaking all of a sudden you have a miraculous day. A miraculous day. Just because your attitude and outlook on life changed. But nothing really, you didn't put a substance in your body. You didn't drink a beer to feel that way. You didn't do any drugs to feel that way. All of a sudden you just scratch. I mean, think about it. If somebody was watching, like, hey, look at this person, and they didn't know anything about the lottery, they couldn't even speak your language, and they're watching this person scratch this weird thing, and all of a sudden where they were like sad and depressed, they scratch, all of a sudden they got filled with joy, happiness, and were running around the freaking room. That person would go like, did somebody put some kind of drug in them? Did somebody freaking, roofie them? No! Their attitude and outlook upon life changed. So I'm saying that if, there's these monks that live in Tibet, right? And they live on the side of this mountain in the cold. And they don't have any indoor plumbing. And they're out there, and you know what they do when the sun rises every day? When the sun peeks over the mountains, the first rays of the sunlight just start ripping across the freaking mountains and reaches them. You know what they do? They clap. They clap at the sunrise. They're like, yes, it's another badass day. Look at that sunshine. It feeds the world. How amazing is that? They get that happy just for the sunrise. And they don't got shit on the side of that mountain. They're living in the cold. We see the sunrise every day. Oh, wait, but we have real problems. We have real problems. We have real issues that we got to pay attention to. We got to land this. We got to get our place to live. We got to get this apartment. We got to move out of this neighborhood. We got to, have the neighbor's dog shut the hell up. We got to, what? Oh, that's all just stuff, man. If you could be grateful for the sunrise, I mean, really, if you could be grateful for just the like winning the lottery of like $50 million or $10 million. I know this is going to sound weird, but if that's a physical thing outside of you, and if you could be super grateful for a thing like that that's outside of you, I promise you could be grateful for the sunrise. You could be grateful for the badass moon in the sky. You could be seriously grateful for your feet, man. That's just stuff. Well, your feet's not stuff. Your feet's kind of connected to your body. We're just taught in this life, to be so materialistic. So materialistic on stuff. And not that I want to be I got stuff, I could buy stuff, but that doesn't define my definition of ultimate happiness. It doesn't. I recognize that it's energy inside that I need to flood myself with gratitude. I need to fill myself with joy. I need to fill myself with peace. I need to fill myself with serenity. I need to really look at, what I'm bitching at. I really got to how important is that? I got to really look at oh, someone dead in my car. Oh my God, my life is over. That's a weird thing too. It's okay, you got your car dented, but someone dings your car when they're getting out of the thing. Not that that's a joyful experience, but that car is not connected to. Why do I feel pain when somebody spills something on my shoe? Why do I feel pain when somebody bumps into my car? I feel pain. That's crap. You got bumped. Handle it. Take care of it. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But why do we have these attachments to things that we feel like they're a part of us? They're not a part of you. You are a masterpiece of creation. You are the soul that is in this body. You are a creator. You can create more cars. You can create more joyful experiences. You can create gratitude inside your heart. You can create joy, love, and abundance, Just tap into the living, breathing universe, the love that's all around us. But if you've always been all alone inside your mind and it's up to you by yourself alone in the world to figure all your shit out, you ain't going to want to tap into nothing. All right, you guys, that was my get down for let's just freaking be awesome. Okay, so let's go into some questions here. Patricia Tynan. Hey, Patricia.
I think it's Patrick.
Oh, Patrick. Okay, Patrick. Patrick Tynan. He got out of jail at midnight last night after relapsing after 5 years clean. I'm glad you're here for me to listen. I got out of jail at midnight last night after relapsing after 5 years clean. I'm glad you're here for me to listen. Hey, hell yeah. Sometimes we gotta go back and do and we have to reinvestigate and go back and that's just part of our journey. Don't hammer yourself with guilt or any of that kind of stuff. Don't. That was the past. Yep, you had 5 years clean. Yep, you screwed up. Yep, it went wonky. Yep, you had to go do some time. But you know what? You're out right now. Don't tap out. I don't know if you got a recovery date. I don't know if you got a recovery date or a sobriety date, but if you give that up, then you're tapping out and you're doing the same thing over and over again. So stay clean, stay sober, and think about it. You don't want to go backwards, you just want to go forward. Onward and upward. Hey, onward and upward. Don't tap out. Don't give up your recovery date. Thanks, Patrick. Bam Bam Guzman, Danny. Hey, Bam Bam. Hey, I really appreciate you giving me the proper directions on how to deal with my wife's addiction. She is now 5 months clean. Hey, Bam. That's so great, right? It takes what it takes. You know what I mean? It takes what it takes. We just keep believing and we just keep stoically moving forward. And now your wife saw, hell yeah, she is freaking on it. She's got 5 months. How badass is that? Bam. Heck yeah, brother. That makes me happy, bro. You know what I mean? Now you guys are doing this deal together, and that's powerful stuff. Hey, thanks, Bam. Hey, Anthony Gobiski, I'm so fucked up. I'm about to start treatment. Bug. I feel hopeless. I'm contemplating suicide because I've treated this wonderful woman so horribly. I see I'm changing. It's not enough. I don't know what to do. Hey, Anthony. Look it. You're not freaking hopeless. And is that contemplating suicide? Hey, listen. Okay, so you went through some shit. Okay, so she's freaking bummed at you. You've been a dick. You dogged her, whatever, and it super freaking sucks. But when did that happen? Back there, in the past. You obviously love her. You obviously love her a lot. So you're gonna tap out of life? You're not gonna give yourself a chance? Come on. You're freaking stronger than that, bro. You can freaking hold on. Go to treatment. Go to a program, stay straight, and get on top of this stuff. You are stronger than you think you are. You got this. You can. If you want to stop screwing around, go to freaking detox, go to a freaking program, get cleaned up, and repair all the damage. It is not forever and always. It's not forever. I screwed everything. Believe me, I did a lot of damage in my life, and I had to go back and clean that shit up. You can do this. Dude, how much shit have you been through in your life? A lot. Okay, so this is a screwed up time right now. Great. It's a screwed up time right now. So this is where you freaking put the rubber meets the road, and this is where you rise above it because you can. Yeah, don't fucking giving up on yourself. What the hell is that? You keep moving forward with fortitude. You find, if you keep seeking, you will find. I'm sorry, brother, it's super rough right now. I'm sorry it's super difficult right now, but I promise you it is only a moment. You will get through this. You know why? You know why I believe that you will? You know why I believe in you? You know why? Because you wouldn't have posted that stuff out there if you didn't have some kind of hope. You wouldn't recognize how, that you did some, that you were not freaking that cool. But the reason I believe in you is because you obviously care. You care a lot. So you ain't going to tap out now. Keep holding on, bro. Okay? Keep holding on. I mean it. Keep holding on. And get with some people that freaking know the way out. Call some people. Call, the AA International. Go to some meetings, something. There are people out there. Cool? Hang in there, Anthony. Stephanie Marie, Danny, I got 120 days today, so I was wondering, is it normal for me to laugh at everything, especially towards the people who were negative? Stephanie, that is so freaking badass. Yes. Frick, I know, and people, I know it's going to be difficult when you're laughing at people and they're negative, or you're actually chuckling because we've done some horrible stuff, and their families, they can't understand why we've got this joy that's happening to us, especially after we screwed up everything. And we're like, yeah, but right now I feel free. And it is something to laugh at. And it's super powerful when people are negative and they try to infect you with their negativity. You just laugh at them. There's this ancient philosopher, and his name was Voltaire, right? And Voltaire says, intelligent people find everything absurd. In other words, you got your brains coming back and you got your energy coming back, and you're seeing these negative people that is so absurd. Why be negative? Hey, Stephanie, hold on to that. Okay? Hey, hold on to that. You got 120 days clean and sober. Fucking don't let that shit go. It's okay. You might have bumps in the road, but keep laughing. Badass. David Chastain. Okay, this question, David. I know it's an important question. What are character defects and what are shortcomings? Okay, here's the quick answer. Character defects are things that you are doing that you should not be doing. That's a character defect. A shortcoming are things that you should be doing and are not doing. That sounds like super smart, right? Character defects and shortcomings are basically just energies of like anger, fear. It's all fear. You know, character defects, shortcomings, whatever they are, there are some negative issues that are manifesting within inside your body and inside of your mind, and it compels you to do negative shit, believe negative shit, point out negative shit, look at life and that there's problems and that there's fears. You know, there's a whole giant list of character defects and shortcomings. And it sounds right, like you're doing something you shouldn't be doing, not doing something you shouldn't. Yeah, that's all great. But just lump them together and just know that they're all 100 different forms of fear. The fear of not having enough, the fear of life not treating you right, the fear of not being loved enough, fear that you aren't enough, fear that you need more, that you have to have more, that you're never going to be happy until some future day, you know, all this weird shit. It's just all fear. So that's the difference. They're basically lumped together. It's just negative energies that we have inside of us that make our brains think weird. And we sit in fear, you know, fear of everything. So thanks, David. Thanks for that question. I get that a lot, actually. Carl Jonathan, is it realistic to be happy all the time, or is there a greater purpose? P.S. Thanks for your help. So, okay, let's do this. So happiness. Okay, how about the word hard? Doesn't that have like different levels? Like hard, is it like really difficult? Is it super difficult? Is it super hard? Like, or is it kind of hard? Like hard can be used with varying degrees, right? It's the same thing with happiness, and I especially like people that I actually get a kick out of people that are like, happiness is overrated. You know, happiness isn't the point. You know, the point is to be, you know, and I don't know why people want to do that. You know, they want to like, the way I see it is this. Basically, the way you see it is wrong, and the way I see it is right. I don't know. People want to see things how they want to see them, and I appreciate it. All right, so back to this happiness. Okay, so happiness, like I say, I am happier than I've ever been in my entire freaking life. Okay, but that happiness is like a level of serenity, a level of peace. It's a level of, it's something that has to be experienced. And I say I'm happy because I laugh all the freaking time. I laugh, and, you know, when things are absurd, and I feel happier than I've ever been. But the only happiness that I knew in the past was really like doing drugs and getting super screwed up, and everything else was like light degrees of like happiness. I'm happy for the car, I'm happy for the graduation, I'm happy for that. And it was not real like solid happiness. Like this, I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of the life that I have. I'm grateful for myself and I'm grateful for the life that I have. I'm grateful. So happiness is just it's joy, but you can still have this joy even in the face of adversity. You can have this joy even when things look like shit. You can have this joy even when, you know, I've gone through things where I got my car stolen, you know, I went through some financial freaking failures on some business stuff, you know, and I managed to still laugh that day, still have a good time that day, and so no, happiness is not overrated. Happiness is, the greater purpose is to add value and add that happiness to other people's lives. Because the more that you give to other people, the more that you make other people happy, the more that you become in rise in self-esteem and self-worth. But don't get it screwed up. A lot of people give happiness, give, and then they build up lots of resentments because they feel like people aren't giving it back. So that's giving with expectations. But yeah, happiness is kind of the point. It's what we all want. So that was my long-winded answer for the happiness thing. Thanks, Carl. It's hard to describe it. True happiness. It's something that's got to be experienced because words fall short with the way I feel about my life, you know, and I just give it a happiness label. All right. Chrissy Farley. Chrissy, I'm 18 months sober and living in a new area. I have barriers to employment like transportation and criminal background. I'm getting very discouraged. I feel like I'm not moving forward. Hey, Chrissy, I don't know where you're at. You know, I don't. You know, I don't know if they have a bus system there. I don't know if you want to ride a bicycle. I don't know what the jobs are around there. I don't know what kind of city it is. But I'm telling you, you know, I got 20 when I got out of prison. I had 29 felony convictions, 15 years in the state prison under my belt, you know, and I didn't have nothing. I didn't even have a bicycle when I got out. I went to a freaking rehab with nothing. I had a black trash bag to my name. But I got with a bunch of these people, and I got with my sponsor, and he guided me through these steps, and I worked with him every single day, and he gave me suggestions, and he told me all this stuff. So I don't know if there's meetings around there. I don't know if there's any recovery around there, but go to some meetings. Go to some meetings, raise your hand, tell them that, hey, I'm struggling, I'm going through some stuff. I got a criminal background, I don't have transportation, I had an Uber here. But if there's nothing around there and you can't get anywhere and there's no recovery and there's no people around there, you know, maybe get on Zoom. Maybe make some connections. You know, there's an intergroup.org that you can go to, and you can get on some Zoom meetings where there's 20 or 30 or 50 or 100 people on there and just talk about yourself and just find out where you're from. I mean, let them know where you're at and let them know that you're kind of struggling with this. You're sober, you're clean, you don't want to screw up, but you don't know what opportunities are out there for you. Because we need a network. We need to have each other in each other's lives. Remember, that's intergroup.org. If you go to intergroup.org, there is...
Hyphen.
Oh, yeah, intergroup.
AA intergroup.
Oh, AA intergroup hyphen...
AA hyphen intergroup.
AA-intergroup.org.
Yeah.
Okay. It's Zoom meetings. They have every 15 minutes they have a Zoom meeting. Like every 15 minutes, it'll show you all these places. And it'll show you like where those Zoom meetings are from, and then just open, you know, just share, you know, and get some phone numbers and start calling some people. So that's what I got for you, Chrissy. You can't do this thing all by yourself, all alone, trying to figure your stuff out. We need each other, big time. Shelly, how to soften my heart after 6 months sober, homeschooling my kids to working on my own self. I hate that my first response is anger. How do I soften my heart after 6 months sober? I'm homeschooling my kids and I'm working on myself. I hate that my first response is anger. Yeah, anger is horrible. Anger is fear. Fear of people not acting the way you want them to act. Fear that they're not doing what you want them to do. You know, and it's a weird fear. So that is a character defect, you know. So if you can catch it, if you can catch the next time that you're angry, because you don't like it when people are angry with you, and you don't like the way that people treat you when they're angry. You don't want people being all freaking shitty to you, right? So. And maybe they were when you were growing up. You know, maybe that was their tool. That they used anger to make you do whatever they wanted you to do. And a lot of people hold on to that tool. But now we're adults. And it turns out that kindness is the real answer to being kind, okay? But it's hard to be kind when you're pissed off. Super hard. So look if you can catch it, the anger. Okay, there's a thing called a 10-step, but also we got to catch the anger. Okay, so let's say whoever this is pissing me off. What? I don't like the way. And if I could like catch it, I want you to do a little breathing exercise, okay? Because when you're about to flip your lid over something, over a situation or a circumstance, 2 minutes is not going to make a difference whether you lash out and then or give it 2 minutes. If you can catch yourself in that moment of anger, breathe. Let that shit go. Because anger does not serve you. Anger does not help the situation. Overcoming anger is difficult because what you're doing is actually hurting yourself. You're poisoning yourself with anger and fear. So we got to learn how to release it. And if you cannot release it in that moment, because it will be hard to do to catch yourself. At the end of the night, review your day. At the end of the night, review your day. Take your mind back to when you were super shitty. When you were shitty earlier. Whether it came out of your mouth or whether it didn't come out of your mouth. Take your mind back to that moment. Feel the energy of that moment. What it's doing to your heart. What it's doing to your insides. And release that shit. Go, I do not want to act and behave that way. I don't know if you have faith at all or not. You know, if you do, release that to God. If you don't, release that shit to the universe. Give it shit back to life. But we must clean that shit up. And the more that you practice this, the more that you will learn to release it. And I promise, and yes, I know that you probably have a mountain of anger in you, like a mountain. But how do you move a mountain? One rock at a time. So every time you get angry, if you do this little practice, I promise you that mountain will start to disappear. Because you don't want to treat people like shit. You don't. And you don't want to treat yourself like shit. And that's what anger does. Anger is just fear. Let that go, okay? Let that shit go. It does not serve you. Edward Capin. Hey guys, I just recently got my Sublocade shot and I'm going to a meeting, but I don't know. I think a lot of people don't agree with it, but I don't care. It's saving me right now, and I plan to do a few more months and then get of it, then getting off. Great. 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 You have an end game. You have an end game. You're like, hey, I'm going to do this for a month or 2 months or whatever, then I'm going to get off of it. Great. All right, then you'll be free from having an addictive substance dependent upon an addictive substance. If you're doing the Sublocade right now, okay, own it. If people say, no, that's not sober, you're still under the influence of some medications, and that's their opinion. Great. You mean, whatever, that's their opinion. There's no shaming in this deal. Yes, sobriety, yeah, being stone cold sober off of everything and whatever, yeah, great. Great, you know what I mean? But sometimes we, coming off a freaking fentanyl run, coming off of a lot of stuff, we need to have a little something to be able to carry us. Some people rip the Band-Aid off and freaking just kick for freaking, 3 weeks, can't sleep, okay, great. Some people take the Sublocade route. Some people take the Suboxone route. Some people take the methadone route, okay? But there's got to be an end game. I don't care what route you go, there should be an end game. There should be, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I don't got a PhD, you know what I mean, so I can't say this, but I can tell you this. You know why I wanted to get off of heroin, I don't know if I can say these things, but you know why I wanted to get off that junk? You know why? Because I no longer wanted to keep taking something so that I could just stay well, and if I stop taking it, I'm going to be sick. Because after a point, I'm not getting freaking loaded no more. I'm just staying well, and I'm just staying well, and I'm just staying, and I don't want to do that anymore. So now they want to tell me that they're going to give me this stuff, that I am just going to stay well, but if you stop giving it to me, I'm going to freaking kick. So now I'm physically addicted to another substance. So that's why if you have an end game, great. But again, if you want to stay on it for the rest of your freaking life, great. You know, that's your journey. The measure is to be able to grow and thrive. The measure is to grow and thrive. If you could do whatever and you can feel that you're growing and thriving, great, handle that. You know, some people could drink beer and snort coke on the weekends and grow and thrive. You know what I mean? Now, some people could freaking smoke weed until infinity and beyond and have successful businesses. Some people could drink every day and have successful businesses, growing and thrive. I don't know. You know what I mean? But the measure is to grow and thrive. So don't feel weird about freaking you're doing the Sublocade. Great. But it's good that you have an end game, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean? You know, you could have the end game after 1 month, you know, just freaking rip the Band-Aid off right there and feel wonky for a couple days, or you go 2 months or 3 months. Great. You know, but, yeah, go to the freaking meeting. And if anyone's trying to shame you about that, you know what, they can fuck off, okay? Don't shame you. You're in a freaking meeting. So, hey, good job. Shook 5. Thanks, brother. I'm glad I ran into this. I was ready to pick up earlier today. I was so frustrated because I feel since I have been sober, more things are going wrong. I was on my way to get messed up. This is a great sign. Hey, Shook 5. Hey, right on. Hey, check this out. Check this out. You know why? Yeah. In the beginning of our recovery, the best analogy that I ever heard is like we're driving in our vehicle and we're doing screwed up things and we're throwing all this trash in the back seat. We're just driving along, throwing all this trash in the back seat, all this freaking crap, and it's all back there behind us, right? And it's just screwed up and it stinks. And all of a sudden we get sober and it's like slamming on the brakes. Boom! Now all that trash rolls into the front seat. And now it's like we got a lot of cleaning up to do. We got a lot of stuff to do to get on our feet. Things ain't very right. And so now it's complicated in the beginning. You know what I mean? It's complicated in the beginning. And yeah, and sometimes we can feel like this. But you will get through this. You will rise above. You will become great because you know you don't want to go back to the past. Your past sucks. So go through this uncomfortable moment, this uncomfortable time where things are wonky, and that's like a popular word these days, wonky, and get through that shit. Because you don't want to live your past, you want to live a badass future. And it usually starts from ground zero, and there's some work to do, and freaking God bless you that you're doing the work right now. Hey, thanks for your comment, Shook 5. Hang in there, brother. It is a great sign, and it's a great day. Baconator. Does faith have to be a big part of staying sober? Faith. I think that when you ask that question, you're talking about God. You're talking about maybe you were raised in some kind of a religion or some kind of faith-based church, you know. You know, I think that faith. I think that if you do some spiritual practices, you will come to believe in something. You know, what is God? What is the higher power? You know, I don't want to go down and I don't want to, you know, I just believe that God is love, you know. So if you have some faith in love, because it's what you really want, Baconator. It's what you want. You want to love yourself, man. You want to love your life. You want to love the world around you. You know, so it doesn't need to be a specific faith, you know. You don't have to do it some other way. It's for you to come to believe in a power greater than yourself. It's for you. It's your journey. It is your spiritual energy journey. You know what I mean? And for other people to say that you're wrong for doing it this way, you're wrong for doing it that way, you're wrong. I'm not really a big fan of that. You know, I've met awesome, Hindus, I've met awesome Buddhists, I've met awesome Mormons, I've met awesome Christians, I've met awesome, I've met awesome people from all different religions. I've also met shitty people from all different religions, like shitty ones. Ones that just out there just to say that everyone is freaking wicked and wrong, and pointing the finger at everybody, and we're special and you all are not. And I'm not a big fan of that, I believe that we're all children of God, and we all have a right to be here. And I believe that everyone is worthy of love. Everyone is worthy of love. Everyone. There ain't no one better or worse than anybody. Ain't no one better or worse than anybody. We're all sitting around here trying to figure this thing out. So, thank you for that faith question. No, it doesn't have to be a part of staying sober, but for me and the way that I've gone through this, faith is a kind of a big part in my journey, but my faith is in love. Because the only proof I have in the higher power is through these practices, I began to love myself, I began to love my life, and I began to love the world that I live in very much. So this love manifested in here. So, do some practices. For me, I came to believe. I didn't believe in any of that shit before, but I did some spiritual practices and it opened up my heart, and then I came to believe. So that's what I got for you, Baconator. Amber Baker. Oh, shoot. What? We are out of time. All right. Well, what was the old Shauna Na thing? Good night, sweethearts. It's time to go. I just dated myself. That was from the 70s. Hey, you guys. Hey, thank you so much for your questions. Thank you so much. I hope that I was able to give a little bit of feedback towards you. I hope it helped. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you showing up. We're all looking for the same thing. We're just looking for love and hope and joy and happiness. And thank you. I do this every week at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. So if you want to shoot some questions out there, and I will do my best to answer them. Again, I don't know everything. I don't. I only know a little tiny bit, but I hope that what I share could be helpful. God bless you guys and have a wonderful, awesome, amazing